Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be talking about my experience as an unemployed graduate living in South Africa. So before we get into this video, I would like us to share our experiences, have like a little conversation down in the comment section. So if you have like tips that you would like to give, if you have like questions that you want to ask, if you need help with anything, like you are also unemployed and you are a graduate, let's just talk, right? Maybe we can help each other somehow. Let's just have a conversation in the comment section down below on how to secure employment, or what has worked for you. If you are employed, what has worked for you to secure employment. Okay, so first things first, I am 24 years old. I'm turning 24 and I did my undergraduate degree at Wits University, and I did a Bachelor of Arts degree, and I majored in psychology and sociology. And then last year in 2019, I did my honors in demography and population studies. And then in 2020, the plan was I'm going to do my master's in either demography and population studies or just health demography, right? So I applied to Wits again to do my master's there, and they did accept my application, but I did not have funding. So from first year, I've always been funded. I was funded by NSFAS in my whole undergrad, and then in my, when I did my honors last year, I was funded by another organization. And then this year when I applied, last year when I applied for this year to do my master's, I did not get funding, right? So that's the whole reason why I'm not at school. I did get accepted, but I did not have funding to actually go to university. So I was like, there's one thing that's left for me to do, and that is to get a job. So immediately after I finished my exams last year, I applied for jobs. I started applying for jobs. Like the whole of December, I was applying for jobs, and it was hard. Like there was literally zero, like nothing coming up. And I was thinking, probably because it's December, companies are like closing, it's like festive, they're probably not hiring, all of those things, like trying to find excuses as to why I'm not getting a job, or reasons as to why I'm not getting a job. And then January came, and in the whole of January I was just looking for a job, but I think the thing is I was looking for jobs related to what I studied, and I wasn't getting any luck at all, like zero at all. And then my partner sent me a screenshot of like a post, like an employment thing that he saw, and it was like internal brand representative, you make like 14 to 16 grand and all of those things, and you need to have one degree. Doesn't matter which degree that you have, you need to have one degree. And he was like, I know that you're looking for a job and you know you don't have any luck and things like that, but you can apply to this. It's not related to what you studied, but it's at least it's still a job. And I was like, cool. And then I applied, and to my surprise, they actually called me like I think 3 days after. And they were like, are you available? Where do you live? And all of those things. They asked me a few questions. Are you okay? Are you willing to come for an interview? And I was like, yeah, great. I'll come to an interview. They were like, yeah, we are, that time I'm from Limpopo, right? And they were like, we are in Johannesburg. We are in Sandton. So you have to come through for an interview. Which time is like convenient, or which date is convenient for you? And I was like, I'll come next week, Monday. I think that time it was a Thursday. And I was like, I'll just come next week, Monday, because I had to put together money to travel. And then Monday I went there and I got my interview, and then I left. And then they called me the day after. I think they emailed me, or they called me the day after, that I actually got the job and that I should come for training and all of those things. It was a call center, right? We didn't know it was a call center. Like the way they advertised it, you wouldn't say that it's a call center, you know. Like the job was like 100% commission based, and they were like 14 grand to 16 grand. And I was just like, you know what, I need a job. It's a call center, it doesn't really matter. Like I just want a job, right? And if they're gonna offer me this job, then awesome, I'm going to Sandton, I'm going to work at a call center. And then I contacted a relative of mine that lives in Four Ways, and she was like, yeah, sure, you can come stay here until you get your first paycheck and you can get your own place to stay and things like that. So I traveled from Limpopo and I went to Four Ways, and I was living there. I think I lived there for like a month or 2 months, and I was traveling back and forth, going to work. The whole process, the whole process. I do not have money. Like when I was living with that girl, I couldn't buy groceries. I think I bought groceries once. Like I would help out here and there, and she did not pressure me in any way because she had actually been in the same position. She was just like, you can stay here for as long as you want. And she's like, she's family, but then she's like my in-law via my sister. Like, so she's not like blood related or anything. She's not like my actual family. We only know each other because her cousin and my sister are like engaged, right? So she was like, yeah, I don't know you that much, but I don't have a problem with that. You can just come stay and all of those things. And then the process here, the company, right, it was just too much. You have training, you go through, I don't know how long. I think after I got my first paycheck after 2 months of working. It was just odd and things like that, but I was just like, I'm just gonna do this, because I need a job and things like that. I cried so many times at my desk. Clients are rude over the phone. Like, you always focused on meeting target. That's the thing, you always focused on meeting target. If you don't meet target, your management tells you you're not meeting target, you need to do this and that. It's just stressful, but then in the back of my head, I'm like, I just need to do this because I need a job. Like, I can't go back home. What am I going to do at home? Like, I can't even get a job for something that I went to university for 4 years for. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then I worked there from February to June. Some of the people I started with quit like soon. They were just like, depression, no. They quit. I was just like, I can't go back home. Even now, I don't have a job, and I'm still like, I cannot go back to Limpopo because I know there's nothing left there for me. Like, I'd rather struggle here and just make ends meet here and do what I need to do here. So, long story short, I actually worked for the company for about 5 months. June, they were looking at my statistics and trying to decide if they're going to make me permanent or they're going to terminate my contract. I wasn't meeting target. Look, sales is really not for me. I did research, right? I did data analysis. I being on the phone and trying to convince, when they actually told me my stats were low, I knew. Like, they did not have to tell me that my stats were low. I knew that my stats were low and they were horrible and things like that. And then I got fired in June. And then now I'm back to looking for a job again, right? But one thing that I'm very proud of that I did is that I used to pay my rent ahead. I would pay my rent ahead, like whenever I got a job, I would pay my rent ahead, maybe like pay for the next 2 months or pay for like the next month too and all of those things. And now I still have my apartment. I'm still in Johannesburg. I'm still looking for a job. It's like approaching August now, and I've been unemployed since like mid-June. And I'm pushing my YouTube channel. I'm still looking for jobs. I'm trying to promote myself. But one thing that I want to say is that being unemployed is hard, right? There's so many factors. Like, it's hard, and being unemployed is actually expensive, which is weird. It is so expensive. Like, you need to have data, you need to like print your CVs, and you need to post. I don't understand this thing that the government has where they like they will literally tell you that applications that are emailed will not be considered. It's easier to email an application. Like, imagine the amount of money that you need to print, and then you need to go to the post office, and then you need to post that thing. Like, and then you don't get a response. Like, they just don't respond. Like, did I get the job? Did I not get the job? I mean, I guess I didn't get the job because you're silent, but that's just rude. Like, tell me why I didn't get the job, you know? Like, you saw my CV. Do you think there's something that I need to do different? Like, there's just so much. You would literally swear that, like, this country does not want us to be employed. I know it's crazy, but then it's just like, there's so many things that are standing in our way. Like, I don't have a job, I'm trying to get a job, and you want me to have experience as a fresh undergraduate, like 5 years of experience. I just graduated. Where am I gonna get that? How about you hire me so I can actually get that? Like, there's just so much. There's really like just a lot, right? But then again, it comes across as if we just like complaining. Like, back then I'd listen to people who are like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to get a job, it's so hard to get a job, and you think to yourself, you're educated, like, you qualified, why? Like, how? Maybe you're not doing too much, maybe you are not doing too much, and all of those things. But then now that I'm in it, I'm realizing that there is so much that's against us, there's so much that we need to push through, and then there's like there's just like psychological like burden. Like, you just, in my head, I'm the first person in my whole family, both sides, to ever go to university, graduate twice on record time, and I went to Wits. And like, you go to university because you want to come back and help your family. What ends up happening is that you go to school and then you come back and you continue like you didn't even go to university. Like, really, your parents still have to support you, your mom still has to buy you things. It's you get to a point where you even scared to like ask for things, because I'm thinking, I went to school so I can help my family out, and it's still the same. It's like I didn't go to university. And the thing is that it is hard being unemployed. You need support being unemployed. I've cried so many times thinking about like where I am, thinking about like how much I fought. And that's the thing. Another thing that like drives me crazy is that I fought to go to university. Like, I'm the first person in my family to go to university. I had to take a gap year because my parents could not afford to take me to school. So I was like, the only way for me to go to school is that I need to have like organizations fund me. And I applied to so many companies, and I actually got an NSFAS. NSFAS actually funded me. And I went to school, right? And then on top of that, I fought again for my honors. Like, I applied to like funding, and I got funding from the National Research Foundation, right? Because I was doing research. So they funded me for me to do research for them. Like, my research, I have to acknowledge them and things like that. But then they funded me, and then now I'm here. It's like all that hard work was for nothing. Like, but you know what? I'm being positive, and like I said, let's just help each other. Like, if you know a recruiter, if you are a recruiter, there's actually a girl by the name of Nox. I know her as Nox, right? Like, shout out to her. And she's also a YouTuber, but then she YouTubes about like, her content is about like employment and like unemployment and what to do when you have an interview, how to set up your CV, all of those things related to that. I'm going to leave her channel like down below, and just follow her and then use some of her tips and things like that. Like, she's a recruiter, so let's just help each other. Like, if you are a recruiter, tell us. Like, if you have tips, tell us. Like, if you have connections, this is South Africa, like, you know, we need connections here. Like, if you have connections, if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, you know, and let's just help each other. Like, leave a comment down below. If I have a friend, let me tell you a tip that I have a friend, she has an honors in plant pathology. She went to UP, and she's like, I got to a point where I just emailed companies. I'm like, yo, I like your company, I want to work for your company, and this is what I did. And she sent them her qualifications, just sent everything, because she was like, I was tired of waiting for posts to come out. They're not coming out. Even when they come out, it's like they already know who they're gonna hire. So she just sent her things like, I want you to hire me. I want to work for your company. This is why I want to work for your company. And she states her reasons why she wants to work for that company. And she's like, and I'm qualified to actually work for your company. And then she leaves all her details. And they hired her. She lives in Tzwana now. And she even has her own house. Like, she has a house that comes with the company. Like, if you're going to work for the company, they even give you like a company house and things like that. I'm like, yes. So things like that. Like, sometimes you have to just do your own thing. But I'm done talking. That's my experience as an unemployed postgraduate. I have an honors. If you know someone that needs someone to be a data analyst and like do research, right? Like health research, like social science research, like hit me up. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.